Republicans are now threatening to block the very bill they negotiated to try to solve some of the problems at the border they claim exist. This is the latest reminder that these people do not have principles or values that matter more than political expediency. Later in the show, we're going to dive into the MAGA element of this, which is MAGA Republicans aren't thrilled with the idea of going forward with this border bill because it would be, number one, solving a problem without Trump as part of the solution. That's not good for MAGA. And also taking away a boogeyman that Trump can use if he gets back into the Oval Office. So let's discuss. NBC News reports Senate Republicans threatened to block border security bill they negotiated. This is the bill they wanted. They got concessions from Joe Biden and Democrats. And now they're saying, hey, we'll block this bill. This was the bill you wanted. What are you talking about? This is described by NBC as a striking turn of events. Senate Republicans threatened yesterday, to block a major bipartisan package of border security measures and asylum restrictions just one day after their chief negotiator signed off on it. Republican senators left a special closed-door meeting in the evening, predicting that their party would not provide enough votes to move forward with the package Wednesday, saying they agreed they needed more time to discuss changes to the bill in the form of amendments. James Lankford is quoted here. Lankford is increasingly drawing the ire of MAGATs. We'll get to that later as well, saying, quote, I would anticipate Wednesday the cloture vote does not pass. People are saying, hey, I need a lot more time to be able to go through this. It's also just so funny that the very Republicans who never care to even read bills now say, well, it's so many pages. I don't know, we need time, and it's just not really sure. The article points out Republican uneasiness could be devastating to the package. It could make it a very flaccid package, I think is the point they're making, which House Republican leaders have already said is dead on arrival in the lower chamber. Proponents hoped that strong bipartisan support in the Senate could force the House's hand. And here is the critical element. Donald Trump is demanding that Republicans sink the agreement as Trump seeks to wield immigration as a political weapon in the fall election. So this could apply to so many different issues. But with regard to immigration, we've spoken quite a bit about this on the award-winning bonus show.
Oh, the bonus show where you want to make money.
Yeah.
Everybody else that makes money to fund themselves is bad.
On many issues, there are dramatic differences between Republicans and Democrats. When it comes to immigration, there are differences, but there is a huge, if you imagine a Venn diagram, what Republicans would agree to if we could depoliticize, and what Democrats would agree to if we could depoliticize. The overlap there is significant. On DACA, if you get Republicans behind closed doors, they mostly know we're not going to kick out people who came here at age 3 undocumented because their parents brought them. Their lives are here. Many of them don't even speak the language of their source country, their parents' home country. We're not going to kick them out. The American people don't want to kick them out. It's not economically a good idea to kick them out. It's not ethically and morally a good idea. That's a major element that behind closed doors, Republicans and Democrats are essentially on the same page on. Is it a path to permanent residency or a path to citizenship? Okay, there's some disagreement there, but they understand we're not going to kick these, at some point, kids out. Now many of them are adults, of course, working, educated here, etc. But Republicans aren't going to move forward on it. They're not going to move forward on it when Democrats control anything, the House, the Senate, the Oval Office, because it gives Democrats a win on something that is popular with the American people. Most of the American people recognize we're not going to kick them out. They were brought here. They weren't adults. They were brought here by their parents. Okay. Republicans also will not move forward with fixing DACA when they are in power, because they want to be able to continue wielding this as an issue indefinitely. Republican administrations have had an opportunity to do something on DACA. Republicans have had an opportunity to do something on DACA during Democratic administrations. They don't want to do it because they want to keep using this. It's sort of like, did Republicans lose something with regard to abortion when Roe v. Wade was overturned? For as long as Roe v. Wade is there, they can campaign against it. They can say, we need to put in a president who will select Supreme Court justices that will overturn it. Well, you did it. And they can raise money when Roe v. Wade is still there. Now, all of a sudden, they are relegated. Now that they won on Roe v. Wade, they are relegated to more extreme stuff like trying to ban abortion outright, prosecute people who go to a different state to obtain an abortion where it is legal, stuff that's really not popular with the American people. And since Roe v. Wade was overturned, Republicans have lost everything. They've lost referenda, they've lost elections, etc. So similarly, they don't seem to want to take the win, whether it's Democrats or Republicans in power, on many elements of immigration, because then they lose it as a cudgel, they lose it as a negotiating point. By the way, on the wall, I mean, listen, the wall is not the solution. The wall is absurdly expensive. The wall is, again, another one of these political footballs. There are many Democrats who would say, let them have the wall or some part of it if we could cross off so many of these obvious things, but they're not willing to do it. So there it is. Republicans now in the position of being close to torpedoing the very bill they negotiated to solve the very problems they claim should be the number one priority of our lawmakers. We'll see where it goes, probably within, 48, 72 hours.